Hey Frederick, how's things?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Last day of NAMM, very nice and quiet and relaxed in here.
Yeah, we try. Yeah, it's better than yesterday anyway. And on top of this, we have a kind of private booth, and it's more, it's more quiet than all the rest of the NAMM anyway. Then welcome to be here, and we just introduce you the new products that we designed with IRCAM and FLUX. We design a new standard of spatializations, sound in 3D, and the way how you can manipulate sources and audio in 3D. Then just to explain, each point that you see here, it's a source, it's an audio source. The audio source can be mono, stereo, 5.1, as you wish, any format, up to the ambisonic 7 order 7, sorry. And then for each source that you can find here, you are going to have all the spatialization parameters. Okay, that means all the perceptual factors, like the presence, the room, the walls, the brilliance. You have two EQs, that's quite rare in mixing this. That means you have an EQ for the axis, plus an EQ for how the reverb is reacting, how the source is reacting in the reverb. You have the radiation, that means you can have the azimuth, that means changing the positions of the sound. You have the elevation that you can put here, as you see, the two things here, the harp, the wind, and the brass are higher than, and the percussion on top, that you have a third dimension for the sound. Then you can change the distance, and you can isolate and put your orchestra at 10 meters or 1 meter from where you are. You have the aperture, that's how the sound is reacting in the reverb. Plus the pitch, that means if I'm talking like this, or if I'm talking like this, or if you're talking like this.
Is that like Doppler?
No, the Doppler is something else. The Doppler is when you have the movement. Then we have the Doppler, sure,
Okay.
And then you have a different view, and you have a different,
Wow,
perception.
that's a lot of detail for spatialization, right?
And the things that you can see, you can keep there. I'm just going on the back of it, just to let you know. The thing that you can see is that you have your sources, your audio sources, you have some source input, and then you have your room. Then your room can be done in different types, and you have the channel based, okay? Then you have the HOA, you have binaural, you have the MS plus the B format. And on top of this, the speaker arrangement, you have all what you can find worldwide, Then you can choose exactly what you want. Now, if I'm going to the room, I can have a visualizations of all the speakers in 3D. Then you can completely adjust the sound and how the sound is reacting,
So
and you
would
can
that be tied into the actual hardware layout of the speakers in the room as well, or is that the virtualization?
No, you can adjust the position of all the speakers and make it a programmation, and the machine is calculating automatically the delay between the speakers and everything. Then you can really, if you want to make a spatialization with 60 speakers on the one line, then you can do it. You can absolutely program exactly where are your speakers. That's the case here. So you have two here, you have two on top, and you have two on the ground. Right. And that's the same on the back. Okay? Then this is the SPAT. It's quite revolutionary. Then we think about the VR player, we think about video games industry, we think about the cinema industry with the Atmos format and all the formats that you can find here. And that's a new way to spatialize sounds and to make it. And I introduce you Gael. Gael is a developer from FLUX. He's the guy making all the plugins from FLUX, successful products, and he just get a prize now for his work.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah, and I was, I think that it's a new way now to mix and to manipulate sources and everything. It means you can have live recording, putting, your musician at the right place, etc., etc.
So, so you would use it in, you could work, this is obviously a multi-speaker system you've got in here.
Yeah.
Can you simulate some of this stuff in kind of smaller systems, or are there anything that
Sure.
you could do in the stereo field?
You can go to stereo, and you can go up to 64, 66 speakers.
Right.
Yeah, and you have a lot of possibilities anyway. And you can program anyway all the possibilities, especially, the distance between speakers, the position of the speakers and everything.
And so this is a standalone application, yeah?
Yeah, it's a standalone, but it's a standalone just because, you have a lot of limit by all the OS that you have on the market, like Pro Tools or what you want. You have certain limits of that. Especially on the auxiliary, return, everything. But that FLUX design, it's to have on Pro Tools, you have an audio send going to the SPAT, and you have an audio return back to your host or directly back to your audio engine. And that means, and like this, we can have 200 tracks coming from Pro Tools going there. We can record the automations of all the movement, and all the automation is going to be right in Pro Tools, and you can keep that like this.
So you would use that for maybe mix down of movie for
Sure,
movie stuff?
sure. I mean, movie, cinema, video games. Now with the future of the VR, the 360 degrees, that we can, sync, and we have the object now to manipulate the sound and to have all the perceptual parameters in the machine.
So do they integrate with things like the gaming audio environments?
Yeah, it's going to. It's going to. So, for the moment, we make release this desk. We make this application finalized for beginning of April. And after that, we are going to have and propose a lot of options depending of the business. Because finally,
sure.
Video games, they just have different needs. We have some people wants to have some, transducer to transform a certain format to another format. We have a lot of possibilities for the future.
And does it work just on kind of audio streams, or will it work on real-time input, like live audio?
It's real-time too. Then you can use it on stage. And the delay is the smaller that we can. I think it's 30. We can go up to 32. The window size can be low than 32. The delay is really short. So something like 1 millisecond or something like that.
Wow, okay.
And can be used live. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's really interesting because now you can imagine a band playing or a DJ or what you want playing with a kind of 3D system and completely change the perceptions and how you can have the perception of the music.
So I'm guessing with a lot of these kind of systems, the pricing sort of works depending on how many outputs you want, how many inputs you want. I mean, how have you thought about how that's going to work for costing?
No, you are going to buy the machine, okay? You buy the standalone, and you can do what you want. We don't have a special price because you are using 32 speakers or 2. That's the same price for everything. Everything is inside, and you buy it, and you can do what you want.
So when you say standalone, so is this actually tied to your own hardware as well, or is this just the software?
Then the machine can work. That's on the preference. We can choose to go through a host, or you can just plug an ARML or any audio interface directly to the SPAT. And then input and output can be just direct connections, and you don't need any host anyway.
Okay. So what sort of price point do you think of this? I mean, I'm guessing it's a specialized tool.
We think about $1,500 for the full thing.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.